Let's see. Okay, that's all I have there. Why do I have mail? Okay, let me just check what this is about. Oh, just claiming that. Cool, they gave me an ice core or whatever. What are my dailies here? You know, maybe I'll just do them on Asperia for once. It's just killing these guys and some samurai thing. Let's see. And then I can do the join ops in a bit. Alright. What is my interstellars here? I'm curious. Nope. 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 I see. They're just like not worth doing. Like none of them are. Alright. That's battle. And that one's battle as well. Alright, let's go do the battle training first. Because it's right there. Let's load on up. Load, load, load. Load, load, load. Okay. It's right over there. Easy enough. Up we go. Might as well. What the hell? Did my thing like get stuck when I was like trying to use it? Whatever. Oh yes, the new outfit. You want to see the ass? Of course you do. Of course you do. Of course you do. What's next? You're gonna tell me you're gonna study astronomy next, so you can learn about all the asses. I'm just kidding. Right? Right? Oh, rhythm training. Alright, I can just do the cheat on rhythm training before I do it in Vera. Right? You like that one, right? Astronomy? It's not astronomy, it's astronomy. You're thinking of getting it because you want to mimic the A3 Huma weapon colors. I see. I see. Oh yeah, it's cool with that, right? What you can do with it. This one, right? The battle pass outfit. It is quite nice. It is quite nice. Alright, let's go shoot the things. Alright, the rhythm training. Wait, I did the severe colors look? Really? I mean, kind of? Kind of? Yeah, kinda. It does work. Right, just do it this way. Fuck it. I'm not gonna do it the old way. Wait, why isn't there a countdown? It's bugged. What? I only got 390? That's how Samir's thing works if it doesn't do damage. Samir's doesn't drain any stamina if you don't do any damage. For some reason it's coded that way. Where Samir doesn't lose any stamina if she doesn't do any damage. I'm doing fine, Zane. How about you? How are you doing? But yeah, like Samir's doesn't drain any stamina if she does 0 damage. No stamina drained. It's something, alright. Right, she doesn't do any, she doesn't lose any if you don't do any damage. Unlike Ruby's laser, which does drain it regardless if you hit or not. That's like the neat thing on Samir's. Alright, it only drains it when you do damage. So there's that. Apparently I heard a rumor that you're fine. You're just waiting for Sakifu to your fortitude, yeah. Saki would be like an amazing addition for fortitude. Extra self-healing, some extra passive damage, right? Gonna be quite nice for that. Extra mitigation. It's great. And she has a couple of iframes. You wonder how Ayaka is gonna be in Tower of Fantasy. To be honest, with how a lot of the characters are designed, like, there's some weird things. Like, if you were to take, let's say, Samir, and bring Samir into Genshin, Samir would just destroy everything in the game just because of her high hit count. Like, you'd probably be triggering, like, what, 3 aggravates per second? Like, not even joking. Like, they're like, we talked about it. A lot of the stuff from Genshin would be a lot weaker in TOF. They would be a lot, just because of how they function. The game in Genshin, it's a lot easier, but everything moves a lot slower. Right? It's both faster and slower at the same time. So, like, there's some weird things that would end up happening. Right? Like, there'd just be some weird shit that would end up happening. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna bother killing Lucia. Not today, Lucia. You get to survive today. I'm not dealing with it. I'm gonna just do all my other dailies first before we do more Caligula later. Yeah, hey Mercury. It has been a while. Right, welcome, welcome. What the? Why won't it let me switch? There we go. Alright, let's just go to the other area. Right, the next dailies at least are close by. Right, gonna just take all of them out. Doing fine. Yeah, same old stuff as usual. But yeah, like, I heard somewhere that, apparently according to some Korean leaks or whatever, for the Korean servers, apparently they're gonna have a Nemesis rerun before the end of the year. So I wonder when that will happen. A Nemesis rerun is apparently going to happen. Like, the first rerun. You kinda don't want this outfit. The BP outfit is hot as fuck. That's why you literally caved. Uh-huh. I mean, it is a nice outfit, you know? The first one, you mean? Which first one do you mean? The free one that they're gonna give us at level 75, or the, or is it like the fantasy outfit? Maybe that one? The one with the open and butt cheeks. Which open end butt cheeks? What? One sec. What was the thing I was gonna look for? Did I do all my dailies? Oh, I somehow did. Okay. The Tifa one. Wait, which one's the Tifa one? Which one's the Tifa one? Which one? Wasteland. Oh, the one from the first battle pass. Ah, yes. I can see what you mean there. Yeah? I mean, it is an outfit, right? It is an outfit. And then you have this one where you can just see the back like that. Really got the support straps on the ass. Right? The ass really needed some support. Right, my ass really needed that support. Okay, cool. Thanks for the biling. Thanks for the 1 black gold. Right, the ass really needed all that support. Wasteland's still equipped on your character. I've just been messing around with a bunch of outfits. Right, oh, new outfit, let me just mess around with it. Alright. Did I ever play Dota? Do you mean the original Dota? Do you mean the original Dota as in the Defense of the Ancients mod on Warcraft 3? Because if you mean the original Dota from Warcraft 3, from like 20 years ago, the answer is yes. Did I play Dota 2? The answer is no. No. But I did play the original Dota. Though I would, actually what I like to do was play custom maps in Warcraft 3 back in the day. And I would just play as undead so I can summon all the boner dragons. So I can summon all the boner dragons. That's what you do. You play as undead in Warcraft 3. You basically just have like a bunch of stuff gather up resources. Then at the end, you just sacrifice everything. You keep the Death Knight one because you have like the auras to boost the attack speed and stuff. And then you just replace all your basic units with boner dragons. Like all your entire army, just make an army of boner dragons. That's how you win at Warcraft 3. And if you fuck that up, you just close the game and reopen it. So you can do it again. But yes, you get an army of boner dragons. Because they freeze enemy towers, they freeze enemy units. They attack decently fast and you can make them faster. And they do AoE damage, so like, you would just win sometimes if people didn't know it was coming. You just get an army of boner dragons. Right, the boner dragons. Right? You just get the frost worms. I don't know, calling them boner dragons is funny. Right, you just get your army of those dragons. It feels like you're inside of Ruby's skin because you never take her simulacra off. Well then. Mm-hmm. They did a good job with the designs, yeah. But then they fell with Umi. Oh yes, the cement. The cement. They really cemented it in with Umi's design. They really cemented it in. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They really cemented it in. That's for sure. Let's try this again. What the hell is... Yeah, we'll do the Mia food after. I want to just get my points properly here. Right. There we go. There we go. Lynn appears as a high school student, but she's actually a fucking ninja at A3. And her beach skin is hot. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. The problem with Umi is that she is not like Annabella. Umi is a bunny girl, is bunny girl A, and not the bunny girl. Like Annabella is the maid. She's just a bunny girl and not the bunny girl. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. She is a bunny girl, but not the bunny girl. Okay. Alright then. What did you want then? What did you want in her? I mean, they called her cement skin colored or whatever on CN or whatever, right? They were saying she looked like cement or something. Really cemented it in there. You don't see Umi as special. She's just a side character that is bad SSR. For an SSR character. Okay. I mean, yeah, you get a new weapon. You can still use a weapon to whip people. Like the morks in the bathroom stall or whatever that I saw a clip from Gates' channel of. Where she was whipping things. Are we talking down on Umi? You wouldn't because you're a physical main. Yeah, I feel about that. That's not what I meant. I need to find the Gate clip and we can talk about it. Here, let me find the clip on Gates' channel. The other skin color matter. One sec. Let me see. It's probably on his clips one. Right? I mean, I'm just trying to find it. The right one. Where is it? Oh, here we go. Exactly. Wasted potential. He wanted to sell it, they want to make you special. Alright. Wait one sec. This is what you want, right? This is what you want? That's what you want? Is that what you want? just a bunch of marks on the wall. Getting whipped. It's like, what the fuck is that? That's what you do with that's what you do. What? Wait, what's this one? Racing. Oh, the racing.
Oh shit, is there collision? There is collision.
Okay, let's see. I want to see the racing.
Oh, and the teammate, whatever teammates get also count. Okay.
So you just drive around, get 30 points. Interesting idea for a joint talk.
Interesting.
Right, interesting idea. But he's fucking booking it.
Bruh.
They gotta get all the points, right?
This shit is so funny.
Just racing.
This shit is so funny.
Now try with auto pedal. New mount the car, hope so. The skin color now, you can make her bright red like an anime character. Yeah, the anime character is good with red skin color. Just don't make her bad designed. Okay. Wait, what is this? The rat view?
In rat POV? Why am I in rat POV? What?
Stepbrother help? He's just glitched.
Why?
He's glitched down below. So he's not
This is literally
taking...
me, rat jamming.
Raj. He's glitched in the floor.
New feature unlocked.
As usual, bug. Mm-hmm. What else is there? What the hell does it help for? Oh, this is global, right? Yeah.
Out of combat. What the fuck? Why? Why was aggro on me? Help? Help? Help?
Hey, kiddo. Welcome, welcome. I don't know why I'm just looking at some clips here. What the hell is this?
Context over here, right? This
What's
is
this?
what happens when a Chinese game
Yeah?
that's focused on the mobile market gets ported over globally,
Mm-hmm.
right? It is a Chinese game first and foremost for the
Yeah.
mobile market. So they have to cater to the mobile players, the casuals that are logging in every day, doing the shit and logging off. So this is not really a true MMO focused game. It's more focused towards like mobile gamers that play games when they're commuting in China on the subway and whatever the fuck. So they can log in, do their dailies and log off type shit. Right? That's where the problem.
Yeah. Well, that's what, because we don't have all those features yet. That's what happened when they started. Oh, wait. There was like server merge info, apparently.
When they're merging stuff. Yeah, CN got merges. My server got merged with
Yeah.
like 20 other servers. The server I'm on CN is server number 6 to server number 25. All of those into one.
How would that work with people's
And
names,
the
though?
guilds, the same similar name, the players with the exact name, the guilds and stuff, they merged it just fine.
How'd they
There's
do
a
it?
system in place. What version did the CN merge happen? The CN merge happened a little after 1.5,
Oh, yeah. Well, that's
if I remember correctly.
after 1.5, damn.
It happened like, yeah,
Wait,
before 2.0 for sure.
that was on
But
CN,
again,
though.
that was like 3 months into the game. 2.0
3
was
months.
like 4 months into the game.
God damn. But 1.5 for them is like 3 or 4 months, yeah. What else did they have here? Let's see. Bigger, longer, harder rod. What? What?
Yes, you get to upgrade your rod with the fishing token.
Oh?
Bigger,
Fish-
longer, harder rods.
Bigger, longer, harder rod. Okay. Just fishing in the ice. Right, I guess you could just go ice fishing. Because why not? Use Meryl's trait. Useful. Mm-hmm. 10 stories, a severe thing, isn't it? Uh-huh.
This is a good game, guys.
Uh-huh.
This is the best game.
Of course, just I berserk. I berserk. Oh yes, this scene, just the severe dangling. Of
10 out of
course.
10 story.
10 out of 10 story. I mean, that's in the story. Sorry if that spoiled it for you, but that's in the Vera story. Mm-hmm. Endgame fishing is Meryl trait.
Perfect hole.
Right, this is endgame fishing. Use Meryl trait to walk on the water.
Endgame fishing content, guys. Peak endgame fishing.
Wait, why is my camera glitched? Why is like my thing glitched
Nice. I
today?
don't have to move anymore. GG easy.
Yeah, I'm just gonna turn off those freaking things. If it's gonna glitch out like crazy. Oh, there's a gray space trailer? I wanna see that. Okay, yeah. The whale? Whale? What you think about that whale? Mm-hmm. Boom. Pick up the stuff. And you destroy the things. Mm-hmm. I wonder how I would deal with the whale, though. How the hell would I deal with the whale? And I could probably lose Ruby Laser the whale, to be honest. Maybe I'll try that. If I remember where the whale is. Maybe I can try to Ruby Laser the whale. Nah, Ruby Laser the whale. Why go on top when you can lose Ruby Laser it? True, I could do this. I could do that. I could. You need to bring like the hand cannon and you have to get above it, right? Just aim and shoot. I mean, I could just do Ruby Laser then. Can I not? Curious did it with Samir. I mean, I could also Ruby Laser. I have a Ruby Laser. Oh wait, that's right. Ruby Laser is kind of shit on high targets. You can't even use this on the dragon. Hmm. Why would I need to use a crow dive? I have the thing. Yeah, I guess I'll have to just use Samir to shoot. Apparently they didn't nerf the regular... Yes, they did not. I said that before. They did not nerf the regular weapon. The reason why is because it was so weak with the bug. I already know. Like, you killed the whale with 16k volt attack. Fair enough. Yeah, use Samir to kill it. Well, I'll give it a shot. Mm-hmm. I kind of just want to play around with Ruby Laser, but the range is so short, unfortunately. Right. I'm gonna do the dailies here first. But it's enough damage to take it out. Okay. Mm-hmm. The whale will be there anyways. Ah, yes. The regular blade doesn't use stamina. No, it still does. It does, a little bit. Let's start with Oasis Club. Level 30, able to take it down. You got 3 minutes to spare. Nice. Mm-hmm. I mean, the game is easier when scaled down at lower levels, too. Right? It does scale up and down. So that's fair. That's fair. Right, first things first, I gotta do my daily here. I mean, sure, I guess. But I can probably do it without the video. I think I get the idea. I just need to go on top of it, right? Alright, let's just go through this. Right, the easiest one here. Mm-hmm. What the hell are they talking about? Worst thing is you won 50-50? What the hell? I don't even get it. What the hell are they saying? Let's see. Mega skill issue if you ever heard one. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. No, I am the sauce? What? I can't even hear it. What the hell? I won't play it back. The safest method is severe. You can just shoot. Yeah. Of course, I can just shoot the boss. Of course. Of course. I can just shoot it. Can you imagine doing this without the glitch? Can you imagine actually doing this thing without glitching? Right, can you just imagine? Right, because like you'd have to like really try to avoid everything here. Nah, I got my mount, you know? I got my mount. Gotta mount up. Easy. It's just funny how the mount just lets you do this. Nah, the cubes are fine. The cubes are fine. Honestly, the cubes are fine. I'd rather do that than ball toss. Anything is better than ball toss. I haven't tried it out yet. Oh yeah, speaking of RTX, did you guys see the new thing that's coming out? Did you guys see the new thing that's coming out? Alright, let me find it for you. Let me show you guys. Yeah. RX 7900. Where's this stuff? Right? This thing. The 24 gig and the 20 gigabyte. The 7900 XTX. Right? Apparently like 355 watt board power, which is a lot more promising. They're giving it AV1, which is something that would be really nice. Oh, ads. Oh, I'll wait for the ads. Mm-hmm. No, ball toss is the hardest. Box haul is easy. Box haul is easy. Ball toss is the hardest. The easiest one is the glitching the laser one. That's the easiest one. 355 watts. The 4090 is 450 to 600. It's 355 and it uses the old standard connectors that we're used to. Right? It has AV1 and they have 2 encoders in there, which is nice. Which is gonna be huge, right? Having the encoders. Oh yeah, here. Oh, let me see if there's a thing. Like yeah, you have this like weird Frankenstein mess of cables, right? 96 compute units. I think they have like, they said like 61 teraflops or something. Some crazy shit. They said it's about like 1.7 times faster than their 6950X. Around 1.6, 1.7 times faster. So that'll be interesting. They have the chiplets on it. Let me see if I can find a picture of that. They showed it off. Because I watched the event earlier. When they were doing it. Let me see. Where's the thing? They had like they showed the chiplets. Yeah, so like this is like one of the slides. They have the chiplets. There's 7 chips here. 3 of their caching 6 of the caching chips, and then the actual GPU's in the middle. Right? It's literally a burning brick, yeah. I know, the amount of power is absurd. I kinda wanna see how this thing works, because I might end up using this, yeah. This is what they were saying. In comparison to the other thing, right? These are some of their slides. Yeah, 61 teraflops there. Apparently they have much better AI performance and better of their RTX performance. So that could be interesting, right? Any new features? Apparently this thing supports 900 hertz at 1440p. I don't know where you're gonna buy a 900 hertz monitor, but apparently the new AMD card will support it. Hi there, Zero. Right, or 480 hertz 4K and 165 1080p. That's actually kind of funny because you can only plug into a 60 hertz at 8K on the 4090, and you can't even you can only do 240 hertz at 4K on the 4090 technically, but you have to use the thing chroma subsampling. This is with chroma subsampling, so it's not exactly the same. I wouldn't say future proof, but this thing is what has me interested. Simultaneous encode and decode for AVC and HEVC, and AV1 encoding and decoding. This is probably the real thing that I'm interested in because of streaming. This is what I'm really interested in, right? Because I would actually make a lot of use of the encoder. So I think maybe I'll end up like picking one of these up. Maybe I'll wait for reviews, right? I might end up picking one of these up, but I have to wait to see a review first, because I'm not just gonna buy something without knowing what the hell they're like I'm actually getting. Because like, you know, this is what they're saying it does, right? They all say things, but is it really what we're gonna end up seeing, right? They'll do whatever they can to cheat, right? It's marketing. Nvidia does it with their presentations too. They'll use things to cheat as well. Less power than the RTX 40 series, yes. Right? The 7900 XTX is 355, and this is 300 watts. I believe the 4080 12 gigabyte that got cancelled, right? It was like 300 watts. And then it was like 350 watts for the 16 gigabyte 4080 or something. Let me check. 4080. Let me see. What was their board power? Like, it was like insane. Where is it? Why do they only have a 256-bit bus as well? Like, this is a lower tier card that they're asking for high tier money on, which is kind of like 320 watts. Yeah, 320 watts. What the hell? For this one, it's 320 watts. Gotta wait for Linus seal of approval. Exactly. Right? I want to see what they have to say on it before I before I plan it out. But this is looking interesting because not only is this one, right? This one is cheaper. Right? That one's going to be cheaper than the 4080. The 4080 is 1200. This one's only going to be 1000, right? Definitely this is going to be cheaper, and this one's 900. That's what they're saying here. Right, which is a lot easier to swallow than 1200. But it's also potentially going to be better. Right, and this is not even like, we don't even know how it's gonna stack up against the 4090. So it'll be interesting to see. Right? Hi Oddhill. Welcome, welcome. I don't know. Yeah, it is kind of weird, right? It's like, why would you not just, like, if you're already spending 900, what's another $100? True. Like, if you're already gonna spend 900, what's another $100 to get the XTX over the XT? Right? Like, you're already spending the 900, why not the $100 more? Right, you get a faster memory interface that's 384-bit from 320. 96 CUs, so that's 12 more CUs. Right? Maybe 15% faster clock speed. Right? So this is probably going to be around 15 to 20% faster for $100. XT exists for when the XTX gets sold out. True, big brain. Right? This is probably like what, 15 to 20% faster gonna be like than this one, right? Because it's like, I don't expect things to scale linearly, because that's never been the case where things scale linearly. Just because this thing has a 15% higher clock speed and 12 more CUs, I don't think it's going to be exactly like 30% faster. I think it's going to be closer to like 15 to 20. At least that's because of what I've seen in the past for certain things. Right? But this does look interesting. It's buried in the figures though, yeah. The 4090 is kind of big though. 61 teraflops versus 80. That is true. Here's the thing. I don't really think it matters. Here's the thing. If unless you're doing like compute, right? Unless you're like mining some sort of currency, right? Like Ethereum mining's dead. But let's say like Ethereum version 69420 Blazed Edition comes out and people want to mine on their card. Technically, yes, the 4090 would be better. But if you're just rendering graphics, it's not only about the teraflop performance. It's not. Because, like, it depends on a bunch of other factors, right? That is true. All the RTX cards can use the studio drivers. That is true. So it will be interesting to see how they perform and stack up against each other. Because, yeah, this is only, like, what? Like, yeah, like, you can't just judge it by teraflop numbers. Because it's like in the past, I remember where, like, you had something like the GTX 1060, right? It was like barely 4 teraflops, but like the RX 480 was like almost 6. So like, you know, yeah, you can't be for sure. Exactly, because the thing is, you're not just doing compute, you're rendering graphics, which isn't always going to be doing floating points. That's the thing, yeah. They use different technology, right? And the thing is, it's not everything is just a floating point thing. Thanks for the sub, Kirby. Thanks for the sub. So this will be interesting, right? I'm definitely gonna wait and see what happens though, right? Because, you know, you see the price. That ain't cheap, right? That's $1,000 and that's $900. So I want to see exactly how it ends up, like, panning out. Right, that's only about a month and a bit away as well to wait. So this will definitely be interesting. Because at least the price is, you know, not too crazy. It is 1 week before Christmas. Yeah, Rip trying to get one. True. True. I don't, like, this one says, like, the specs are good, but why no GDR6X? Honestly, it probably doesn't matter. Because they have a faster memory interface anyways. They don't need to get the X because they have the faster memory interface. Right? They have a 50% faster memory interface than NVIDIA. But there's a lot more to do there. No, this is not the price in Canadian dollars. This is American. In Canadian, you're probably gonna see like $1,400 or something. $1,400 here. And this was probably gonna be around like $1,200 Canadian. Right, that's probably what it's gonna be like. Quite a lot. But it is interesting to see, right? I want to see how this ends up being. Alright, I'll see you around, Mercury. I'll see you around. Hey, that is still interesting. So that was something I wanted to go over. Because I wonder, like, how well that'll end up performing. Right? But we'll just have to wait and see. But, like, yeah, as always, like, just look at reviews first. Right? Ain't they really gonna do well on pure rasterization? Yeah, that's what they've been really good at. Pure rasterization. Right? Like, even in the 30 series, they had a lower teraflops performance compared to NVIDIA. But, like, again, like, it's not all about just raw compute, right? Because not everything is a floating point calculation. That's something people don't realize. Like, yeah, it's floating point, like, teraflop. It means, you know, tera, so, like, trillions of floating point operations per second. Not everything has to be done with floating points, and that's just how it works. Performance art classes? Okay. Yeah, probably on par with the 4090, maybe. We'll have to see. Right? We're gonna have to wait and see. Right? Who knows? All I can say is the 4090 is a bit too much because, There's a lot more involved to just upgrading to a 4090 than just dropping one of those in. Because like a 4090, you would probably need a new power supply and amongst a couple other things. God damn it, I missed the last one. Oh well. Alright, hi Gotcha Planet. I was just looking earlier at the new AMD card. It looks interesting, right? It looks interesting. It could potentially be really good, but who knows? Right? It could potentially. Yeah, I got the Max Mira. That is true. Elemental Box seems the hardest. What you do for Elemental Box is you pre-equip these 3 weapons, right? One fire, a fast one. Ruby's the fastest. Nemesis kind of works. You can use some Miracro, right? And then you put like Tsubasa as your other weapon. Because it can only be one of those 3 and you just have to hit it. But it is really RNG to do this one. It's surprising how their inclusion was when Dying Light 2 said getting over 60 FPS in 4K, whereas 4090, yeah, 80 to 140, depending on what mode of DLSS. The problem though, with the 4090 is if you wanted to see 80 to 140 FPS, you would actually have to use chroma subsampling because they don't have DisplayPort 2.0 connector. So you would end up having a lesser color accurate or like viewing experience on your monitor because the 4090 can't support the higher bandwidth. That's like the downside if you want to do high refresh rate on those things. You can't go at 444. You'd have to go at like 424 or something like, or 404 or some other type of chroma subsampling thing, so you don't get the full color depth. Which kind of sucks, right? Like that's just the issue about not supporting like the better connector. But not fast enough. Only impossible one is the box, other possible to get 20. Oh, the box is possible to get 20 if you get good RNG. It depends on RNG. Yeah. Alright. Oh, come on. This is giving me bad RNG. This is really bad RNG. This is bad RNG here. This is really bad RNG. The box one is just RNG. If it will let you have it or not. Because if you have to keep swapping, you're fucked. DP 1.4... It is... Yes, DP 1.4 does do 4K 120, but you have to reduce the color accuracy. Because it doesn't have enough bandwidth. DP 1.4 is okay for 4K 60 at 444, but if you want to do 4K 120, you have to go down to 424. So you would have to use color, like, chroma subsampling. So technically speaking, you would be getting a lesser image clarity. Like, you would, yeah. Or it's 420, never mind. Yeah, it's probably 420, not 424. But that is also, like, another mode. Right? 444 is, like, the perfect accuracy. And the thing is, as well, you can't run it at 10-bit color mode. Or 12-bit if you have one of those higher-end panels. Because you have to use chroma subsampling. And, like, that's the kind of weirdness there. It's like, you have this super expensive card, right? But it doesn't support the latest I/O to work with better monitors. Because the thing is, you can buy DisplayPort 2.0 monitors now. They've been around for about a year and a half now, right? DisplayPort 2.1 displays are coming out next year. Like, and they're not supporting it. Because the thing is, like, even in the future, right? You may not use it for now, for gaming or whatever, at that refresh rate or whatever, right? But in the future, you could be using it, like, repurposing it for something else. Maybe like a media center machine, right? Because it would support whatever I/O. But the 4090 doesn't support it. And that's part of why I don't really believe in future-proofing. Because a lot of the time, in some cases, they don't support the latest I/O. Or they don't have, like, a specific I/O that has a specific feature set. Right? The 4090 doesn't support the better I/O. Because of that, like, in the future, if you wanted to, like, use it for 8K with, like, maybe a higher bit rate or something like that, you wouldn't be able to use it for it because it wouldn't support it. But some cheaper, lower-end card down the road in the future will. Right, that's, like, the weird thing there. Yeah. Like, that was, like, something I found really weird when they announced the 40 series. It's like, I feel like the 40 series was meant to come out last year, but Nvidia was like, nah, let's just sit on it. That's what it feels like because of that. And they're like, we want to just get rid of all our 30 series stock. They've made it unappealing, yet very appealing at the same time. Like, as weird as it sounds. I wouldn't say the best, because technically speaking, the 4090 is more powerful. It is more powerful, the 4090, by quite a bit. But, yeah. It's kind of the problem there. Yeah. That's something they're gonna have to fix in the future. Yeah, probably means the overall package, yeah, currently the price. I'll read that in a bit. Let me just clear this first. Yeah, like buying a 3070 or whatever, you can play ray tracing in games. So our AMD card may struggle. Yeah, AMD cards have had poor ray tracing performance, right? The current ones suck at ray tracing. Like, while they support it, they don't. It's like they support it, but it's like, eh. Hopefully they'll get it done well with the new cards. Hopefully they'll do a good job. But we won't know until it's, it arrives in the future. Oh shit, did I get, like, bad RNG? I think I got bad RNG. Where'd the fucking last cube go? Okay, one sec. You see the new one's doing okay, better at least. Why should anyone buy the AMD card? Well, the AMD card does support the better I/O, so technically speaking, if I wanted to build a media center computer, the AMD card is gonna blow the thing is, if you wanted to, let's say you have you're building a media center PC, right? You want a computer, let's say you're wealthy enough, you have a theater room, or maybe you just want an entertainment computer for stuff in your living room. I would definitely buy even the cheaper AMD card over an RTX 4090, just because of the better I/O. Because if you do, let's say, invest in a fancier display, maybe you got like a nicer 8K TV or something, one of the newer ones coming out, you're actually going to be able to make use of it for your content consumption. But if you buy the 4090, you don't, because you don't have the I/O, you're going to have to use chroma subsampling, and in that situation, it is a worse card. But what's also an option is if you want it for gaming, technically speaking, if you didn't mind going through some weird hoops, buying a graphics card that does support it and then using the 4090 and passing it through is another way. Yeah. These days, can't you just use the PCU to play the games in the stream thing? Kinda. Well, hopefully it gets better, but the main thing I'm more interested in is the media encoder. Because that's something that's very important for me for streaming, the media encoder. Right? They mentioned they'll have AV1, which is going to be huge, because it means I can get a better quality at a lower bitrate, or much better at the same bitrate for you guys. So, like, that's, like, the big thing. And, like, that's the big thing over buying a 30 series cards is the media encoder. That's, like, the main thing I'm interested in. More so than the rest of the graphics card. Because for me, it's something I actually use. Yeah, are the new AMD cards more expensive than the 40s? No, they're cheaper. Both of them are cheaper. They're a lot cheaper. Like, they're a lot. I mean, like, you use one computer but have something to display on TV. I mean, we have I have another computer in the living room. Like, we have multiple computers around the house where I live because they have different purposes. And they're quite handy. Right? But, you know, like, if I had to pick, let's say, what graphics card I'd put in the living room computer, I would probably take the AMD card over the 4090 if I had infinite money and didn't care, just because it supports the better I/O. Just because of the better I/O, I would take the AMD card over the 4090 if I had to build a computer for the living room. Right? It's not even like that's like if you had like infinite money and it was no object. That's like the correct choice, just because you'll get a better image like over there if you have a nicer display in the future. Because you can't do that with the 4090. It doesn't support the latest display standards. Unfortunately, it's really stupid that Nvidia was like, we're just gonna use the old ass I/O, but that's their choice. So that's just how it is. Right? Like, for that use case, like, that's just how it would be. Was how many exactly? The new PSU cable. Yeah, because, like, you need the new cable as well. And also the 4090 is freaking massive. And it's potentially a fire hazard. Which is also just a no-no. There you go, max points. Easy. Alright, getting max points in there isn't hard. There you go. Technically, GPUs are a fire hazard. I mean, kind of. It's all within reason, though. Maybe they will add on the next release, and the display standard is actually being used. Yeah, because then they'll just sell you another card, right? That's all it is at the end of the day. And they probably also just price it the way it is, the 4090 and the 40 series in general like that, because they just wanted to get rid of their excess 30 series stock. Because they have so many 30 series cards. Every GPU had power connectors burn. Yeah? That is true, but the burnt power connectors on those ones are for different reasons. The problem with the 40 series is they're sending a lot more power through the same connector, well, the same size of connector, and that's where it's becoming an issue. The reason why the other ones had issues with burning is more of just a bad power supply or something. But in that situation, what the people are having with the 40 series, it's not a bad power supply, it's a bad connector, like bad connector design, period. The connector itself was badly designed. And what's funny is like Nvidia even like warned about it. And then they said it's fine when they actually released a product that used it. Which you probably don't even you probably didn't even know. He's actually streaming Nikkei? God damn it, he's actually playing the one-handed game. It's an iPhone and other headline. iPhone blows up in a passenger's pocket during the flight, yeah. He's actually a one-handed gamer? God damn. Gate is being a one-handed gamer. Playing Nikkei. He's playing Nikkei, the one-handed game. One-handed gaming, boys. It's one-handed gaming. It's sponsored. Of course it is. I mean, obviously, right? One-handed gamer, yeah. Right? That's all you need. That's all you need for Nikkei, one hand. They were two big PC reviewers that tried to replicate the burning on the 4090 and they couldn't. Well, why? You'll be re-rolling on Nikkei later. But still, why not? Yeah. Why not? Why not? He's playing the jiggle jiggle game. Mm-hmm. Of course he is. Of course he is. Of course. What, should I just play it for the lulz one day? Because they're not sponsoring me. I'm way too small to sponsor. That'd be funny. Can you imagine? Just the freaking one-handed game. Oh. Am I actually gonna do this? Nope. There goes my rhythm. Oh. Nope. 7, 8, 9. Oh shit, I actually did it! That's the first time I was able to do something in it. First time I actually got max points in all of the games. You're supposed to wake up for the launch, but you had a good sleep. You'll do your TOF daily before trying out the one-handed game. I won't be playing the one-handed game after this, though. I'm gonna be going back to the Caligula game. Right? Right, I was gonna play more of that. I actually did it! I actually did it! Oh damn, I didn't I actually got good RNG. Alright. Mm-hmm. Doden. Apparently people there's someone on Ida Cafe who's asking if anyone has a macro for jetpack frig. Because of Saki. They want a jetpack frig. Imagine. They want jetpack frig for Saki. Character development, really? Yes, jetpack frig. And then we take some mirrors. No, this one. And then set this one to... Okay, that's correct. Nikkei has real character development. Oh. Okay. You only know Jetpack Pro. It's Jetpack Pro, but with Frig instead. It's the... Yes, it's one of the ways to play Frig. But yes. Jetpack Frig. What's wrong with Jetpack Frig? Nikkei is the new TOF. What? Okay then. You know what? Maybe I'll try Nikkei or something some other day for like a joke. Maybe. Maybe if you guys really want me to be a one-handed gamer. Maybe. One-handed gamer. Mm-hmm. Alright, boss time. Dun, dun, dun. More games to show off my big brain. Oh yes, one-handed gameplay for my big brain. Of course. Mm-hmm. This thing has a fire shield? This is just how you play. At least someone has aggro. I wonder who Kiss Shot is. I want to see what Kiss Shot has. Because it'd be funny if I'm just beating them by only using Ruby Laser. It'd be hilarious. But I want to see what Kiss Shot has. I want to inspect them afterwards. They're on Black Lotus is their crew. Yeah, he has a freaking fire shield. Whatever. I'm just gonna do a bunch of damage. To be honest, if I, like, using Ruby's freaking discharge is a DPS loss. And because it resists Volt, I'm not even gonna bother to swap out here. Unless I want to shatter. Cause that's like, it has good shatter, the shield, the discharge and Ruby. Of course. Kiss Shot. I want to see what they have. I want to see, because it was a Ruby user as well. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. I can see what they have. You guys want to see? That's unfortunate for them. I just glassed them. They have fire resonance. They have, here, I'll show you in a bit. Because I'm not even using my Ruby optimally. I should have told the person just stay on Ruby and don't do anything. It probably would have been good advice for Kiss Shot. They're on the server frontier. Here, I'll show it to you guys. I managed to inspect them. So, here, we can go take a look. This is what they had. Let me just resize it to be a little bit easier. This is what they have here. Okay, yeah, their engine is kind of shit too. They have more flame attack than me. This guy has higher flame attack than me. Crit rate is a little bit worse. Oh, that's unfortunate. A5 Ruby with Thing. They should have just went for A6 Ruby and like ignored Cobalt. Probably would have been better off for this guy. This is the Kiss Shot guy. Yeah, 1 star off. No wonder, like, and then the thing is, I wasn't doing anything for this start. It's like, no wonder I was just beating the person. And just staying on his Ruby and ignoring the other stuff is the stronger thing to do. Like, it's stronger. Because of, yeah. Just getting infinite laser than messing around. If only I had, yeah. Level enhancement transfers over when you switch sets, don't worry. It does that by design. It switches over, don't worry. Let's see the gear, what gear drop I got. I wanna see what I got. Mm-hmm. Alright, let's go see what gear dropped. New boots? Oh. Oh ho ho. You know what? No HP? Let's go use some. go! 3K crit! Oh shit! 3K crit! Let's go! Let's go! 3K crit on boots! And more volt attack. That's like perfect for my volt. Nice. It rolled twice into volt, and the rest is a crit. Very nice. How much crit do I have there? That's a lot of, that's actually a nice amount there. Finally, I actually got a good piece there. I used my stat blockers on it though. Keep in mind I used my 3 stat lockers on it to get crit. I used 3 stat lockers. This is the first time I actually got boots that weren't shit. They were kind of mad rolls, but still. Now my freaking camera's bugged. Let me just reopen my camera tracking. But those are some really nice boots. Those are some really nice boots. What the hell? I mean, these things are worthless. I'm gonna use my other boots here too. The 3K crit boots. Because it's 3K crit. I'm gonna want to use that there. And this one's also useless because it's not 3K crit. Right, 3K crit either way. That's a lot of crit for my boots. It's a huge upgrade. Right, that's huge. Right, that's huge. 3K crit on my boots. Next step is 4K crit boots. I need to get better gloves. Better gloves is the next step as well. I need better gloves. Right? That's something I also need. Better gloves. That is something else I'll need. Better gloves. But yeah, that is huge. That is huge. That is huge. Mm-hmm. I need to get better pants as well for my fire setup. But that's still huge, you know? That's still pretty huge. You'll get the boots next year. Just you wait. Alright. I'll wait, you know? Where's Ruby? Because I'm gonna do more. I might as well give myself better damage by not using Ruby on Ruby and actually giving her a real set. Where's Samir? To be honest, I could even just like put in Tsubasa 2 set here. You know what? I'm gonna use 2-piece Tsubasa. I'm gonna use 2-piece Tsubasa and just laser from away. Right, I might as well. 2-piece Tsubasa, 2-piece Sumir on Ruby. Why not? Right? Just laser. You got it? The PC? Grats. Grats on getting the PC. Right? Grats on getting the PC. That's great. Hopefully everything works well. Does 4-piece work on any shield? I'm not sure. I've heard it works on any shield, but I don't have it, so I'm not sure. I can't test it. What should you run on it? What do you mean, what should you run on it? Your PC? True gamer now. Balance fine for what? Yeah, just set it to high performance. It's fine. Just set it on high performance. You'll be fine. Balance is mostly just like a better preset for laptops. The settings for Tower of Fantasy? Oh, I would probably just go like just test it out what you can get, right? You just set everything to medium to high. You can probably do custom if you don't mind like cranking it up. Right? You could do custom and crank up some of the settings. I've been lowering that up just for the thing here. But you could probably do like a bunch of highs. Maybe set view distance to extreme though. I forgot to fix that up. Like yeah. Like and you just see whichever like settings works. You know you can't do 4K. Oh, 1080p you can probably do extreme at 1080p. If you're playing 1080p you can probably do extreme. You should probably be fine with extreme at 1080p on a 480. Right, you're not playing 4K and like obviously you wouldn't. That's an RX 580, which is also just an RX 480. It's the same card. You play mobile in HD, yeah. If you're not about you shouldn't be setting it lower than you play on mobile because, you know, your computer's a lot more powerful than your mobile phone. It's significantly more powerful. Oh, that's cool. I get a little boost there on Gurren Blade. Interesting. It says it does feel good to be back part back, yeah? Mm-hmm. You're playing on your Xiaomi tablet. That's cool. Alright. Deep Sea again. Continue match. Alright, now we just wait for it to load. You're downloading Xbox Game Pass tomorrow because you didn't do it today. You had to troubleshoot because your screen kept flickering. That is... Did you make sure you updated your graphics driver? Because that's probably why, right? After you install like an update to your graphics driver, everything should fix itself up. It might have just been Windows using the generic graphics driver instead of the correct one for your RX 480. Yeah, that'd be it, right? Because sometimes when you're doing a fresh install, Windows is just gonna be like, I'm gonna use the generic graphics driver, and it causes problems for like everything. Like that's just pretty normal. I blame Microsoft for that, for like designing it that way. Their generic driver being kind of shit. You play on a Samsung Galaxy SM12. What's that one? Is that a tablet or something? Or is that like an older phone? Yeah. Yeah, it does look a lot. It does look night and day, yeah. Yeah, Windows wants to be basic, yeah. You're heading to bed. You saw me streaming. You haven't talked since UF Beta. You wanted to say hi. Well, hi there. It's been a while, right? It's been a while. Mm-hmm. Thanks for the follow. Right? Thanks for the follow. Yeah, it's been a while. And the Xbox controller worked perfectly. You tried using keyboard and mouse, but you kept forgetting how to jetpack and how to switch. Well, you know, once you get used to it, it's gonna become pretty natural eventually. Right? It's just gonna take some time to get used to. And then you'll get the hang of it, and everything will be great. Alright, let me just trigger this bug. So I can infinite laser. These guys don't know what's coming. Infinite bug laser. And the Xbox controller works perfectly. That's good. Nice. Right? I'll have to like mess around and see if I can get my Xbox controller to work. That's good that yours just works. Though with my situation, it's probably because I did some other stuff. Oh shit, I forgot about the burning thing. Yeah, you have the Xbox Series X controller, yeah. I mean, it's the same controller, it's just a slightly different look. For the Series X and the older Xbox One controller. Right, they use the same driver. But with me, I had some custom stuff set up before because I was doing some other stuff for other games. Because of like some older games don't support X input, so I had to use something else to force X input support when I was like playing some really old games. And it probably is why it's like fucked for me. Yeah, that was when like I randomly saw you streaming back in the beta. That was quite some time ago. Right, that was like 6 months ago now, wasn't it? Quite some time back in April, end of April, early May. Yeah, it was a ton of fun. Alright, let's go over the next group of stuff. I wonder if you noticed that, like, at the start of in here, I was building up charge before I went to fight. So now my Ruby laser has no endurance cost. So I could zero discharge and get rid of it. Just to remove the endurance cost. Alright. Let's get this thing popping off. You're just gonna do a bunch of damage from a distance now. You have to come back now that you found that I've learned more. Alright. You have a good night then. Shit, I can't even use this properly because the aggro there. God damn it. It'd be nice if they would actually, like, take aggro off me. So I can actually attack it nicely. Laser it more. Right. What the hell? You just keep attacking it. There we go. Almost dead. These guys probably don't know why. Well, I'm probably confused on why I'm just doing the infinite laser. Just glitch it out with the infinite laser. That's because Samir does way better AoE than Ruby. Unless you have maxed out Samir matrices, Ruby has better single target than Samir, but Samir has way better AoE. The issue is Samir has the endurance problem. Ruby doesn't have endurance issues. But yeah. If you don't have... But this is consuming A6 on Ruby. If you don't have A6 on Ruby, then Samir is going to be better than Ruby. If you don't have thing. The difference is though, Ruby can also shatter. That's the other thing. Ruby can also kind of shatter. That's why. Right. The laser is just so satisfying to see though, yeah. Alright, we got a new belt. What's the belt? Let's see the belt. But, you know, they did a pretty good job on balancing either way. I'm gonna level it up, see if it's good for my frost setup. But, like, yeah, it just goes to show how well their balancing is, though, that they're like this. But yeah, like, technically speaking, Ruby is slightly better for single target. Assuming you have a maxed. Slightly better, but Samir is just way better at AoE. Let's go see the belt. Alright, let's see the belt. Where is it? Which belt do I have here? This one would definitely not it. Here, let's go level up this one. Kinda stupid how some people are complaining about no power creep, yeah. It's like, what, you want power creep? So you want your stuff to be obsolete so you have to keep wailing for the newest thing? Like, what the fuck do these people want? I'm happy that there's no power creep. It's great that things are gonna be balanced. I think it's great. It's like, what? They actually want power creep. This is stupid. Like, I think it's great that there isn't any power creep. Like, the only weapon that's truly obsolete is King, but that's because King had no merits. But other than that, like, the fact that, like, anything else will be fine, it's wonderful. Right? I think it's wonderful. Like, use the weapons you want to use, you know? You know what? I'll just roll for the last one. Okay, this one might be worse. Let's see, 248 and 160. Okay, no, never mind. It's still better than that other one. Where is it? It's not great, but it's technically better. Yeah, you're glad you went for Cobalt B. Most people said pass. Cobalt B is in a weird spot, but if you want to play Annabella, I'd say Cobalt B will be a must. Right? Cobalt B doesn't really have good synergy with Ruby, but Ruby on global won't have good synergy with Annabella because of global balancing. Like, it's weird as it sounds, right? You look at Ruby here, right? What utility does she have? She has 10% flame attack here, and 8% fire damage. That's all Ruby provides on global, but on CN. The reason why people still use them together, right? We look here on CN. We'll go to Ruby here on CN. Yeah, we'll switch it to CN. Oh, she buffs 18% fire damage, and her skill has 25% attack. Right, 25% and the thing. What's funny is 10% fire attack and 8% damage is actually less than just the burn damage from A6 Cobalt. The passive burn damage, this is like, on global standards, This is about 25% of your damage. Well, it's closer to 27%. I mean, like, if we go by the highest single target damage, right, the highest Ruby laser is 440% per second, right? 2 burns is 60 each, so that's 120. If you look at it this way, right? Right, let's just say 120 because 2 burns on Cobalt, divide that by 440 per second. That's 27% of your damage, right? Times 100, right? 27.27%. That is actually more of an increase than using Ruby as a support, because Ruby as a support is 10% fire attack and then a separate 8% damage increase. That's it. Like, so even like Cobalt will still have a spot in the future because of global balancing as a support, while Ruby is the main DPS option. Like, because of the balancing they've been doing. The only crazy one, yeah. We don't get the we're not gonna get that crazy power creep, right? We're just gonna get more options to play. You beat the Abyssal Whale with the Comet Blades jetpack tech. Nice. You lost 4 Gray Space Scriptures because you kept failing. I see. You were really into doing that one. I might end up just waiting before I try to do that though. Just in case for that. Alright, that Frost Belt. Let me see that Frost Belt. Alright, let's try and enhance this, see if this goes well. I'll lock this for now. And I'll try to enhance this. I mean, I guess it's fine. It's not the worst. It's not great either, though. That helps there, I guess. Oh, that one's my fire setup. I mean, I got the 1k crit boost, though, yeah? Having the extra crit is nice. Oh yeah, it is funny how my Volt attack is higher than my Flame. You're kinda scared they'll patch the grapple catapult bug and Craw Home bug. Frost team doesn't have a good long range DPS. Except for Tsubasa, and Tsubasa can't kill the whale, yeah. I mean, you have Volt with Samir too, doing Samir things. Right, there's still Samir. Right, we still have Samir things. Right, we still have the Samir stuff. Where's the ruby sets? Where's the other ruby piece? Tsubasa will probably take 1 week killing the whale. I wanna see my bag on thing first. Takes too long for you to get good gear. Yeah, amen to that. Right? It takes so long to get good gear. Agreed. Agreed. Yeah, it just gets better. You know, I like, yeah, the thing is, Ice being long range, it's just a pain when you get as the middle challenge. They don't have any good long range. What's the boost right now for today here? Oh, these are all worthless. King useless? Yeah, these are all worthless today. I won't be climbing Bygone today, I guess. You don't know how the other 2 bosses will be, but it'll just suck. It is what it is. It is what it is, you know? It just is. Mm-hmm. You know what's gonna be interesting though? Like what's probably gonna be interesting though? Like, when we get the reruns, and Annabella, right? What are the two bosses though? Yeah, what's the other two bosses? I mean, what'll suck? Actually, no, like, actually what I'm thinking of, what will happen, right, when Lynn arrives, right? And, like, if they keep the physical interaction actually on Lynn, and it becomes just more passive damage, will the meta just become physical buffing Lynn? You know? If, like, here's the thing here's the scary thing, though, that can happen. Right, because we know how Claudia is just... Yeah, Claudia, right? With the buffing. Right, I know, like, they're gonna cut down Lynn's damage. Yeah, the singer is no joke. I died to it, and then I just gave up on it. Right, we know how Lynn is on CN. But the weird thing was this one. If they change this one to just not require a shield, and reduce this accordingly, right? Can you imagine what happens if Lynn's passive passive damage gets stupid strong? Just don't let the fat lady sing, but how are you gonna shatter it to stop it? Because this one, honestly, this thing could be potentially super scary for global. The physical effect here. A run for your laugh? What? Life. There you go. Run for your life. Because physical Lynn has some scary potential. Well, the thing is, if it doesn't require a shield to use Lynn's physical effect, right? She's going to be super broken because you're gonna have an answer to every problem, because you'll just run Claudia to buff Lynn, and Lynn will just do a lot of passive damage. Yeah. I mean, give them the spotlight for once. The thing is, they're gonna have to be careful with what they do for Lynn with physical, because the physical one is just very high passive damage, right? Like, even if they nerf it accordingly, they have to be careful not to go too crazy and make another physical support, because if the answer to every problem is Lynn's passive damage with Claudia support, I don't think things will end well. It's like, that's the scary part about, like, having things adjusted. If they don't change the physical effect, it's potentially going to be super broken. The physical Lynn effect, the strongest one. Because it'll just be very high passive damage. But because it's aberration damage, nothing can resist it. And you can just buff it more and it'll be the answer to every problem. It's like, oh, you just be playing physical element. I mean, potentially, Lynn with physical will potentially be the answer to every problem, because Claudia is so strong as well. Because of Claudia. Can't have a coolest fucking neck. Neck need the dopamine. Like, potentially. Right, like, potentially, there's some crazy potential there. If they don't be careful with adjusting Lynn for physical. It can't work on CN because of power creep, but 150%, like, it's not gonna be 150%. But I can definitely see, like, you know, if you had, like, 200% of your attack or something as passive damage, and you could keep buffing it further, right? Like, total? And if you can have 2 fields, it's going to be insane. It's gonna be Lynn and Claudia, and people will say Shiro OP. I mean, Shiro would be your burst damage, right? Shiro would be your burst damage. Especially with Claudia matrices, yeah. Like, that's what I'm seeing, and it sounds really terrifying. Just like the idea of putting Alice, giving Alice, and buffing Alice with Claudia matrices, I think that's going to be terrifying if they don't, like... They're gonna have to, like, balance Alice to make it so when she copies the skill and discharge, she has to do, like, a quarter of the damage not even half. They can't even like nerf Alice to be doing half, because that would still be too broken for global, because they overbuffed Claudia's 4-set. Claudia's 4-set is too strong that like even if they cut the Alice's thing in half, she's going to be too strong in global. They have to make her do like 1/4 of her damage. They're gonna have to like make Alice's copying be 1/4. And then she resets Lynn's skill. Yeah. Right? They're gonna have to like be really careful with Lynn. Not with Lynn. Well, Lynn's physical interaction and Alice. I think Alice more so just because of how insane Claudia 4-set is. They're gonna have to be really careful. Don't let her copy half, not even half the damage, 1/4. Because like, here's the thing, you copy half, right? 4-set Claudia at whaled levels is 126% increase on discharge. Since the copying counts as discharge anyways, and instead of skill damage when she does the copy, it's just gonna get boosted to be even stronger than it would be on CN. Because of how broken 4-set Claudia is. So they're gonna have to be really careful with Alice, more so than Lynn. Just because of Claudia matrices. And then there's also the fact that Annabella on 4-set Cobalt could be broken. Because Annabella has like 3 hits, can trigger it 3 times per second. The Claudia thing from her dodge spam. And the bird on 4-set Cobalt is actually really strong on global. And she can technically buff burns in firebomb mode. So like there's that. Like there's some interesting interactions that they're gonna have to be really careful of. Because of certain matrices that got buffed. Yeah, Claudia, Shiro, Lynn will probably be insane. Definitely. The fact is though, like, for Annabella and Ruby, like, if you're gonna be playing Gas Bomb Annabella, you're gonna end up using Lynn and Claudia. If you wanna play Ruby, you're gonna wanna use Lynn Claudia. Like, eventually. Did you seriously not notice that? I've been doing it every time I've been streaming. I've been using I was flinging myself with the grapple arm. Yeah, I know. If you change your relic mid-cast, when grappling, you can just fling yourself. It's really useful. I've been using it like all the time. Because it's like super quick. Right, you can fling yourself a bit. And then I just use that to check. It's very convenient. You notice you need to kill the whale with combat blades. And maybe I can do it with Samir. I'll have to figure that out. You gotta fly fast for the whale flinging yourself. Alrighty. Which comp do I think would be the strongest? It depends on how they rework Lynn for physical. And it depends on how they rework Alice for ice. Because they're the ones with the most broken interactions in weird ways. But it really depends on how they balance things carefully. Because the problems I can see is 4-set Claudia to buff Alice. I can see that being a big concern. But I can also see Lynn's passive damage with the 2 physical being like the answer to every problem. Because you would just buff Lynn and just sit on Lynn and have a very high passive damage. Matrices challenge probably only Lace or B. But don't upload like that. Volt mains won't have it easy for a while. Yeah, we won't. The only thing Volt has over the other comps is we have Samir has the best AoE, while Crow has the best single target boss killing. But the Crow thing requires 4-set Claudia matrices whaled out. And because of how strong Crow is with Claudia 4-set, it leaves me terrified for Alice, because she spams discharges like no tomorrow. Every time you use a skill, Alice will discharge and copy the skill. But on CN, she copies it at full effect. At Global, even cutting it in half would be too strong, because 4-set Claudia would just buffer to be even stronger than that. So like, that's the scary part. They're gonna have to at least nerf it to make it so the copying is like at least a quarter. Like at the very most 1/4. Not even a third. Just because of how strong 4-set Claudia is on Global. That's what has me terrified there. Right? What's funny though is like, Ruby's future is not gonna be with 2 Fire. It's just going to be with Lynn and Claudia. That's Ruby's future. Annabella's can go 2 ways, depending on if you want to play Gas or not. Gas will definitely be Lynn Claudia. Fire will be Cobalt Lynn. No, they can't nerf Claudia's matrices anymore. They cannot nerf Claudia's matrices anymore because of potential, like, legal reasons. They can't. The only thing they have to do now is balance around the existence of Claudia matrices. If anything, what they need to do is just make Claudia's matrices standard so people can get them, and just pre-nerf things around it. Don't make discharges too strong, because that will exist, and that's kind of a problem. Right? So they're gonna have to, like, make sure Alice doesn't copy even 50%. She has to be a quarter. Yeah, once it's out, it's out. Right? Once it's out, it's out, and they're gonna have to deal with that. The only way I can see them handling it safely is if they make it so, you know, so like either one, when Alice copies a skill and uses her discharge, she doesn't do discharge damage, so she can't benefit. Or the other option is cut her damage by 75%. At least 75%. Maybe even further when she does the copying. Because if you're just gonna buff it back up by 126%, right, cutting it in half won't do anything if you're just gonna boost it by 126% afterwards. And that's the problem there. Claudia's 4-set is so strong that they're gonna have to be careful with Alice. Very careful. They're gonna have to be really careful. Like, cutting her in half. I thought cutting in half would be fine, but then I really thought about it. I'm like, wait, no. That's still too strong. So, the way Alice works is she places a skill field much like Frig's skill. But instead of Frig's skill, which increases your attack, what Alice does instead is she increases your damage, and every time at A1, at her first advancement, every time you cast any skill inside her field, Alice will come on the field and use a discharge, followed by the skill. And the skill that's used by Alice will also count as discharge damage. And that's the scary part, because it doesn't do skill damage anymore. It does discharge damage, which means it's boosted further by, it gets boosted further by Claudia's 4-set. If they're nerfing Alice into the gutters, yeah, just because of Claudia, no one's gonna roll. That's what they're gonna have to do. Because it's just gonna be too strong for the game. They're gonna have to, like, make it so she gets, either that, or they have to make it so it doesn't count as a discharge. That's the only way I can see it working. They either have to do it that way, or they have to, like, reduce it by 75%. Because anything else would be way too strong. Like, anything else would be way too strong. Like, even doing, like, what they did to the hologram projector is still not enough. Because of how strong Claudia 4-set is. I mean, it doesn't even matter because it's basically just frost copy anyways. There is no synergy with any other comp for copying. So, like, that doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter if it's limited to frost or not, because there's nothing else you would use with it. So I don't even see a problem with them limiting it to Frost or not, and not limiting it. Because there isn't anything else with crazy skill spam. And part of the reason why is because Alice has skill cooldown reset. Not Alice. Saki has skill cooldown reset. When you have 2 Frost weapons. And that's the little problem there. Because Saki can reset your skill cooldowns. You can skill spam. Alice will copy it, but do her discharge when you spam it. They won't touch it too much. Claudia matrices are limited. The thing is, Claudia matrices are on standard banner on CN. After they add the character to standard, so do their matrices. Claudia is on standard on CN after her rerun. And her matrices are also on standard. So, there's gonna be a problem there, because then once that happens, everyone will be able to get it. It's gonna eventually open the floodgates. They're going to have to do something to Alice. Because that interaction is going to be broken on global. Like, it's just going to be broken. It's gonna be, because here's the thing. Claudia matrices on global are more than double the effectiveness as of CN. Yes, Claudia was the first banner on CN. On global, it was our 3rd banner. Apparently, according to a Korean live stream, we're getting Nemesis rerun by the end of the year. So we're probably gonna get a Claudia rerun early next year. Which will probably be around, like, either around or before, or maybe slightly after Alice's run on global. We're probably gonna have that happen. And if it does work out that way, we might hit the 6-month period where, like, she'll get added to standard as well. And if that happens, things are gonna be a bit of a mess. Because of Alice plus Claudia matrices. It's just gonna be its own crazy mess. Like, keep in mind, 4-set Ruby at 3-star on global is weaker than the base 0-star set on CN for 4-set Ruby. But for some reason they doubled 4-set Claudia. Yeah, and there are people stacking up to exchange, yeah. I mean, the only things I would go for, that I would exchange for right now on standard, is just Samir chips, right? Samir, and that's kind of it. Probably not, but it's going to be terrifying if it does work. Right? It's going to be terrifying. Right? I'll just show it to you. Like, it tells you even. It's even in the description. It counts as discharge damage. Right here. Using a frost weapon skill while inside cold field will activate Alice's support. Alice will cast her discharge skill and then the weapon skill that triggered Alice's support. This will be considered using a discharge skill, triggering effects activated by discharge. And this is the scary part. Because of this part, triggering effects activated by discharge, is fine. But the fact that it says here, cast her discharge, and then, right, the whole thing will count as discharge, even the skill damage, right? We go here, 4-set Claudia. Where's Claudia? Right over here. Increases the damage of discharge skills by 58%, 80%, 103, 126%. Right? Everyone will know at some point, and this is massive. This is massive. Right? You're just gonna have like a massive buff on that spam. Because that's eventually what you're gonna end up doing with Ice anyways. Just using Saki's skill reset, right? Every 5th weapon skill will reset all your cooldowns. And then you just use low cooldowns and you're just spamming it inside of the field. I don't know, because I'm the one who's thinking about it. They're fixing Claudia so many times. Claudia's matrices are broken. Yeah, last time it was Nemesis. But that's like the scary one. Well, outside of this thing potentially being crazy on physical, because it's just passive damage in the background, and if you can buff the damage further, right, because you already have some crazy buffing on Claudia, and then if you can buff this further, like this is obviously probably gonna reduce to like 25 or 30%, but at A6 you actually have 2 Lin fields or something, so this is going to be something crazy. Yeah, Frost team is Whale, Fave, and CN. But I can also see crazy potential on physical being the answer to everything if they're not careful with this. This is something they're gonna have to be careful about too. Lynn's physical field. Lyra will buff it, aura, yeah. But here's the thing. I don't even think Lyra's damage will matter if they keep this as is. You know why? Because what will be more important will be Claudia to just buff this damage further, is you still have the Lynn's passive damage, and it will work on everything. Hi, Yoa. Welcome. And that's the scary part. When, like, all of it combined, right? It's just going to be insane. So they're gonna have to be careful with how they adjust this one. The passive Lyn damage is easy to adjust. Just make this 20% and you're good. The only other thing I would change is this one. Right, I would just change this and make this 20% and she'll be balanced. That's all they have to do for Lyn on global. Change that to 20%, the AoE damage from 60 to 20%, and then they're gonna have to change this. And then she'll be balanced on global. That's all they would have to do. Well, good morning there, Yoa. Or whatever it is, whatever time you woke up. Because all the other stuff is actually fine. Like, all the other effects, right? Because this is just building on top of this. If it's 20% here, she'll basically be doing about the same amount of damage at A6 as Nemesis A6 or Cobalt A6, but just as a different element. And her damage boost is already only up to 15%, so that's actually not crazy. But they would have to adjust this thing. These ones would honestly, it's probably fine, but they could probably maybe reduce this one a little bit. The fire one's just gonna be completely useless outside of Annabella Firebomb mode. Like, you wouldn't want to use this with Ruby, the 2 fire one. You'd rather just get this thing for Ruby and just not run 2 fire, because Claudia is just so much better to help with buffing. But yeah, like that's the problems there, potential problems. We'll have to wait and see how that gets balanced out. Right, Lynn's probably what, like another 3 weeks away? Right after Sake, when maybe we'll see Lyn. Unless they put the Nemesis rerun before Lyn. Wait, I was gonna do the switching to the other game in a bit. Maybe I'll switch that at 12. Because it's already 11:35. I'll delay that. Let me just change that. 12. Maybe 12:15 on the 4th. Alright. No. I am not going to A6 Saki. There's no point. There's no point in A6 Saki. There's no point. Like, the upgrades past A1 on Saki are pointless. Maybe I'll A1 Saki. I'll probably just grab the base Saki and just wait. That's probably what might happen. But there's no point in getting A6 on Saki. Unless you're just crazy, unless you don't really care. In which case, that's fine. But like, there's really barely anything to gain from it. So I won't be doing that. Thanks for the follow, Narukami. Thanks for the follow. Because like, the only important thing on Saki is getting A1 for the skill cooldown reset and buffing her background damage. A3 is whatever because Surge got neutered. So like, it's gonna end up being like weaker than a normal attack anyways, to really care for it. Like on some weapons normal attacks it's gonna be weaker than. So it's like whatever. At least that's how I see it. Where's the little gray space fissure? Wait, it's actually in the portal? What the fuck? They put the gray space right there? What the hell? Saki is going to be a bit different. So Saki is mostly a support, while Meryl can be your main DPS. Honestly, I have to wait to see what happens with Lin before I can say how Saki will perform. Because the thing about Saki, I mean not Saki, the thing about Meryl is she does a lot of damage, but her weakness is her endurance problem. Right? She has endurance problems, and Lin can potentially solve that. So I can't really say until I know what's gonna happen with like future supports for her. Right? Saki, for at least from what I've seen with I've seen like around, she's not really going to be your DPS. Even in DPS mode, but she's gonna have some utility there. The skill cooldown reset, right? And then she's also going to have things like her background damage, right? Because she does a little bit of background damage, so that's something to keep in mind. Right, but like again, it's gonna be a wait and see. I don't know how that'll turn out in global. And she does have frost resonance, so it's only Frigg. Oh no, she does have frost resonance. I'm pretty sure every weapon in the future is just going to get resonance anyways. So I wouldn't be too worried about that. Like, pretty sure every weapon's gonna get resonance. Right, because like both Cobalt and Ruby have fire resonance. I don't doubt that Saki won't have it either with ice. Though Ruby having fire resonance is honestly pretty worthless, because in the future you won't even use it. Yeah, they give us old, you give them to the old weapons, yeah. Every limited banner, yeah. Meryl is more of burst damage, but if Lin can patch up the endurance on Meryl, there's the potential of Meryl's burst damage being her constant damage. There's the potential there, right? I see potential, but it depends on how they handle Lin, right? Because that's something we don't know. Saki is just background, constant background damage. That's what Saki is, constant background. You just, as long as you're attacking stuff, you'll get the constant background damage every 0.8 seconds. It's not a lot of background damage, but it's something. And it does give you some self-heal. I don't think Lin's gonna be shot too hard. Honestly, I think Lin will be fine. It's just, I wonder how much of Lin they'll keep. Because potentially Lin with physical might be super broken on global in a completely different way, just because of the state of other global units. Like, I'm pretty sure they're gonna nerf Lin's damage in the background to be the same level as Cobalt and Nemesis. So roughly around the 120% motion value per second at A6. Because that's exactly where Nemesis and Cobalt are around. Well, Nemesis is a little bit higher at 121%, while Cobalt's at 60% times 2 because she has 2 burns. So my guess is they're going to nerf the little blooming damage from her skill to 20% each instead of down from 60%. So they're gonna like cut it by at least 2/3. And at A6 you basically get 2 of those fields. Similar to how Nemesis at A6 has 2 electrodes. And that would put her about in line with A6 Nemesis, but without healing, but you have more damage buffs. I think that would be fine for global if they did that. It's just the 2 elemental interactions, specifically physical, is the one that could be crazy. The fire one is going to be like worthless unless you're using Cobalt, because of how meaningless having extra burns is for Ruby if you're not burning. And same thing for Gas Bomb Annabella. Everyone's literally waiting for Lin. That might kill the game if they completely nerf. Yeah. Lin's release will like actually just determine how you will play things in the future. just because of how much of a wild card she is. Right? Lynn might as well be like in a deck of cards. Lynn is basically the Joker. Right? She's basically like the Joker card in a deck of cards. That's what Lynn is. The Joker. Lynn is basically the Joker. Top 3 4-piece matrices to get. Number 1, Claudia 4 set. That's the only 4 set I'd say is a must. The only other 2 4 sets is potential. If you're using Samir, 4 set Samir. If you're using Meryl as your main DPS, then 4 set Meryl. Otherwise, honestly, it's a lot more niche. I can see 4 set Cobalt being really strong on Annabella in the future, but on anyone else right now, it doesn't matter. 4 set Ruby is honestly kind of shit. It takes too much work to get it stacked up, and it's going to be just replaced by a 2-piece mix in the future for a support. Wait, what the hell is the Abyssant Weaver here? Oh shit, I got freaking frozen. Which one's this one give? Gold Nucleus. A Generalist, which is 2 Crow, 2 Samir. I would say 2 Shiro, 2 Samir is better than 2 Samir, 2 Crow. The reason being is you outside of like below 71% crit rate, Shiro Pete matrices are always better than Crow. But the thing is, if we ever get more crit damage in the future, which we likely will from future gear slots, then 2-piece Shiro will also be better than 2-piece Crow. Like, it's only a small amount of crit damage more we would need for that to happen as well. Just due to the nature of things. But that's just how things are, you know? But if, like, some characters, they want their special exclusive 4-piece sets. But that's mostly just the Samir and Meryl for DPS. That's mostly just Samir and Meryl for DPS. Yes, Shiro is 50% or more, but it doesn't require any crit, and it increases your damage percent instead of crit damage. That's the thing. Shiro's is damage percent. But here's the other thing though. If you have certain debuffs always applied, then 2-piece Cobalt is the second mix I would use with 2-piece Samir. Right? So like if you're Annabella in the future and you're playing Fireball mode, you want to run 2-piece Samir, 2-piece Cobalt potentially, or potentially even 4-set Cobalt for that specific use case. Right? It's a bit more niche, but there are specific use cases for it. For the Cobalt 2 set. Like, some of them are niche, but some have very specific use cases, and if you're under that use case, it's incredibly powerful with the 2 set Cobalt. But of course, for most situations, it's completely worthless. The Cobalt 2 set. 4 set Cobalt though, if you happen to be fire and you actually want to spam dodges, and you actually have a bunch of hits, then that's where 4-piece Cobalt becomes insane. The Lin set, I have to wait and see what they do to it, because the Ruby set was nerfed into oblivion to the point where, like, here's the thing. As a damage buffer, let's say you wanted to play Annabelle in the future, if you had 4 set 3-star Ruby on Ruby, and you had A3 Ruby's buff, so the 8% damage and the 10% fire attack from her base kit, she'd be boosting less than Grievous plus Claudia A1. because of how much they neutered 4-set Ruby. Like 4-set Ruby is really pathetic now on global. Like what, 3.5% at 3-star per stack on 6 stacks? So you're only getting 21% damage after you fully stack it, and it's a pain in the ass to stack if you wailed it out, and you only get 15% attack here. That's not a lot. It's not a lot. Compared to CN, that's weaker than the base one on CN. But it does make sense when it's more in line with global, but the Lin matrices, right, I'm expecting them to nerf them to the ground as well. I just don't know how hard they're gonna nerf them. But the interesting thing though is like on CN what people have been doing, right? Because of how good the Lin buffs and how much weaker, like in comparison due to the constant power creep Lin's own personal damage is. Unlike on global, Lin's matrices are a lot more valuable than getting past A3 on Lin. But on global, I feel like A6 is gonna be better than getting A3 plus matrices. Yes, but also your active weapons matrices also work. So 2-piece Samir, 2-piece Crow, 2-piece Shiro, 2-piece Cobalt even, they all work on your background damage. Nemesis, for example, with her turrets, they get a boost from the matrices you have on your your active weapon. They will get a boost from your active weapons matrices. They do. It's just that if they nerf it too hard, it might not even be worth getting. Versus just potentially getting a stronger Lin. So that's gonna be something we're gonna have to wait and see. Like that'll be something you have to wait and see. Right, like there are many ways they can go. It all depends on how they decide to balance it. All you know is you don't have enough money to swipe, huh? Yeah? Yeah, gonna be, quite pricey if you really want to go after it. But it's gonna be a wait-and-see approach. I'll take that approach. Right? If you're unsure about things, honestly, wait for people to try it out first. Right? Wait for people to try it out and get their hands on it on global. Because, honestly, taking what people say works on CN for global, it's not going to be the way. It's not. I can already see the writing on the wall. You're not going to be using Ruby with Annabella in the future. Because Ruby as a support is worse on global than just a base A1 Claudia. Like fully whaled out maxed out Ruby with 3-star matrices buffs less damage than Claudia. Than A1 Claudia. It's like a lesser boost because of what they did for global balancing. And global is actually worth more as a background support because she has high off-field damage at A6 in that situation. But if they reset purchase rewards, I doubt it because it hasn't even been a full year yet. I doubt it. It's only been a few months. We'll see. But I am doubting that. Other regions did the reset? Oh, cause Midas Pay or whatever was let them do it. The reason why we didn't get it here was because Midas Buy didn't let it happen. For some reason, they didn't want it. And that's what happened with the event there. The only reason why is because the other regions that got it don't use Midas Pay as their main one. But because Midas Pay is the payment processor here. Yeah, SEA didn't get it because Midas Pay is their payment processor. The other region that didn't use it, got it, yeah. Midas trying to get more money. Only Korean JP, yeah, because they didn't use Midas Buy. They don't have Midas Buy as their main one, but the rest of global does. JP didn't get it? Oh, I didn't get it. Okay, so I guess only Korea. Where's the abyss in here? Is this one the one for the whale? What the hell? That one's just floating there. Freaking... Oh, it's the Devourer. I hate these freaking sandworms. They're annoying. Come on, get up here, freaking sandworm. If only I could use the Pokemon move Earthquake and just kill them. With double damage Earthquake. Because they're using freaking Dig. Where's the Abyss and Devourer? What's that one? What the hell? What's the Abyss and Devourer, and why was it targeting me? Is the whale? I don't see the whale. Where's the whale? I don't see it. Well, I didn't see the whale. All I know is I'm probably never gonna max this place out. Because it's just so confusing to find stuff in here. Unless they give me like 1,000,000 gray space tokens or whatever. It's a whale that's en route in the area. Well, I didn't see it. I don't know where the fuck the whale is. Look at the interactive map. I'm too lazy. It's fine. It just means more content in the future if I never finish it. Because I can always come back here. Big brain, more content. See, it's fine. I can big brain it for more content. It's just the title. It's just the title I'm probably not gonna use. It's okay. It's just the title I won't use. Don't worry. Right? It's just the title I won't use. I'm okay. Yeah, I can just kill it when the level cap is much higher. For me, you just need to do all the gate and the rest is fine. Easy mode. I mean, I have this special title that you can't even get either. Because I have the special streamer title. You can't get it anymore. So I still have that. You know what? I'll get 100% on all the shit. Oh cool, gray space makes the pulls look different. Pulling in gray space looks pretty cool, actually. Right? Doing gotcha pulls in gray space looks really cool. Like, it looks really cool. Don't you agree? You can't grab it? Only I would ever pull in gray space. I mean, it looks really cool. Everyone's min-maxing their time here, and I'm just like... Cool, let me have some fun in here instead. It's like min-max the time, I'm just gonna like run around and see what I find. Right? Who needs to min-max your time when you can just have fun with it? It's not like it's gonna go away. This isn't like Genshin's FOMO events where it's gonna go away after a week. You have time to do it. Right? It's gonna be there forever. I can do it at my own pace. I don't have to rush it. Right? It's not going away. It's not gonna go away. So I don't mind. It's the same as the gachapon, yeah. Yes, you should use all your chips on Vera. Use all your chips in Vera. Yes. Use all your chips in Vera. But yeah, doing gacha pulls in gray space just for the cool effect? Hey, maybe, have fun with it, right? Why not? Do the gamba in the gray space. Just for the cooler visual. But yeah, you should be using all your Type 1 and Type 2 chips here. And speaking of which, I actually ran out of them finally. I don't have any more. I actually ran out of them. And in a little bit, we'll be switching over to play more Caligula. Just make it rain in gray space. Just make it rain. Gotta make it rain. What else we got here? Oh, and there's an item here. And some coins. Oh, sweet. More coins. More Gamba machine coins. You got a pro weapon box and got Hilda. I mean, I've gotten 3 pro weapon boxes and I haven't gotten an SSR from any of them. So I know what you mean. I know what you mean. It's like you never get anything from them. It's like maybe there's potential, but now when I'm looking at it, I'm like, the only thing I would value from a pro weapon box for me is getting 0. Getting A6 0. Because I already A6 Samir, I already A6 Tsubasa. So the only other thing that would be a boost for me is getting A6 on 0, because I could use it if I wanted to play support. Nah, A6 Shiro is only gonna be like a short-term thing, so I don't really care too much for it. When I'm playing my Samir, I already don't need the crit on Samir, because Samir can already hit over 100% crit already. So that isn't really anything too crazy. You're only fire DPS? 0 is not a DPS. He's a support. King is obsolete, and Uma's a tank thing. King is not a DPS. King is just there. Like, King is like so sad where like, if you have A1's total burn damage, plus King's skill, plus King's discharge, and then plus Ruby detonating that burn from his A1, he still does less damage than a Shiro skill. Like, you combine all of that and it's still weaker than a Shiro skill. He's just there for, he just has okay-ish shatter and happens to be DPS resonance. Yeah, he's like actually retired in-game as a gacha weapon. Yeah, he's the only SSR in the game that's actually like obsolete. Everything else has a place, but King does not. It is really sad. Not even Global Balance could save King because he was just so bad out the gate. He's just doing bounties in Vera now. I didn't even do any of those quests yet, so I didn't even know. Interesting. Oh, cool, I got a special voucher? Oh, wait, no, that's my daily thing. I'm like, wait, I got a special... Wait, no, that's the daily pack I have. Hana probably hates King for some reason. Yeah? I mean, it's just sad that that's his fate. King's fate is just being obsolete. You never got King, just a bunch of Huma. That makes you happy now. I mean, Huma is just used for people playing tank, or for people doing the Defender challenge in sequential. That's the only reason why Huma's relevant. Because there's an on-field charger that can also shield break. That's fire. Ruby is just infinitely stronger. He got obsolete fast in CN. Global didn't change his destiny. Well, because King was just bad at the start. They didn't nerf, they didn't buff King, they kept him the same. The thing is, if he had a bad base, well... yeah, like, it doesn't change his future. And then the fact that they buffed Shiro as well, it just rubs even more salt in the wound. Because now if you put 4-piece, if you wanted to meme, and you ran 4-piece Cobalt on Shiro, Shiro will do more damage as fire than King. Like, a lot more fire damage than King is what Shiro can do as well. No, if they gave him base crit, that still wouldn't change anything. Because as a Shatterer, he's still quite slow. They would have to give him some sort of utility, because even as a Shatter bot, his Shatter is still quite slow compared to the other Shatters. He's the weakest out of all the weapons that you can consider could be used for shattering. He has the weakest in terms of like overall shatter speed. He's like the slowest. And that's what ends up hurting him. There's just better options. He's just obsolete, you know? This is the problem there. He's just obsolete. I mean, what can you do? Hopefully they decide to go back and try to buff things that would need it. Because King definitely needs a buff. Him having a 45-second skill cooldown, doing like no damage, right, and his slow shatter speed is just not helping. You can't even use him to hold matrices to buff someone because of how long his skill cooldown is. And that's just the problem with King. Like, even giving him crit as a base stat, it's just not gonna help. You'll have to do something. But, like, changing his stats, you know, like, I guess he'll become a slightly better stat stick. But even then, it's just a stat stick you wouldn't use. So that doesn't really help. But yeah, like, things like a lower skill cooldown would probably do wonders. And giving him some utility. Right, if he had a lower skill cooldown and actually had utility, he wouldn't be useless. But he doesn't have that. He has a long skill cooldown. He has no utility. So it's like, why use him? If you have something else, why use him over something else? And that's the position he's in. Like, it's funny how, like, some people will be, like, memeing on Zero, but, like, Zero has a lot of uses as a support. Iframes for the whole party, right? You give everyone iframes, you buff everyone's damage, you do a little bit of healing when you have it maxed out, right? Everyone gets the boost, everyone gets some heals, everyone gets some iframes. And then, like, what does King do? Nothing. Right? He just has nothing. And it's just sad. It is just sad. How much currency do I have of the thing? Ooh. It's a random relic though. Okay. I mean, you know that it kills some people's vibe because you may like King, but he was meant to get your next step. Yeah. And then the problem is they just made him like that. The fact that he just ages so poorly like that. It is sad. Because it's the only SSR weapon that just doesn't have a future. It's the only one. And you can still get him anyways. He's not his weapon. That's just the thing. He's the only one that's like that. Every other SSR weapon is great. And then kiss him for long Sephiroth later. I guess. Just thank him for his usage now and then, I guess. I mean, what else would you do? Right? Because he doesn't really have a future elsewhere. His future's being, like, left in your inventory, just not being used. But you can use his skin. King doesn't even have a good simulacra trait. Like, that's the other thing. As a simulacra trait, King's trait is useless as well. He's literally just a 4 simulacra skin. The personification of violence. But he does so little damage. He might as well heal the enemies. Considering he does so little damage. Personification of violence, my ass. My ass is a bigger personification of violence. Oh, what's this? Destroy infiltration. Wait. I want to show you guys something. You guys want to see something super big brain? Here, let me show you guys something super big brain. You go to your traits. You take Nemesis. If you have Nemesis's trait. Right, where's Nemesis? Where are you, Nemesis?
I am listening.
Yeah. You use her trait. Ultimate weapon, infiltration, go. King has such a good ENVA too. It's just sad. That's why I had to stop him for long use. King would destroy the game. Uh-huh. I have to go where for this? Where's infiltration? Oh, there we go. It's over there. Let me do that in a bit. But first, I want to do the Gamba machine. Oh, damn it. That's useless. Useless junk here. I don't care about alternate destiny. He's Scorpio and his birthday was yesterday. Ah. I see. Good for him. Gamba alternate destiny. Mm-hmm. Alright, let's go over here. And I get nothing. Just useless gold. I don't need gold. I have so much gold. What the hell am I gonna do with all this gold? I have no use for gold. I have too much. I mean, today it's the 3rd. Okay. Well, I have too much gold that I have no use for. Because the game keeps giving me gold. And I have nothing to use the gold on. Right? I have like nothing to use the gold on. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's the one over there for infiltration. Never mind. Yeah, Nemesis trait is big brain 5 head. Exactly, because you get the big explosion when you summon the electrode. The big explosion. It's big brain. You'll be happy you have the gold when you get when I go to max another weapon. It's still not enough. It's still like too much gold for that. It's not expensive. I think I'd be more worried about my weapon batteries or matrix battery things than the other stuff, you know? Yes. Three, two, one. Easy. 13 seconds. 13 seconds. What would you worry about if I planned ahead? It's just Nemesis's trade. What? Did it get bugged? Where's the rest of them? I think I bugged it out now. What? Yeah, it's bugged out. They're dead already. I bugged it out. I'm too fast. I'm too strong. It bugged out. What do you mean to my left? There's no one here. You had to master this with a bow and I'm just like... Oh yeah, it's big brain time. I'm gonna do what you call a pro gamer move. And just use Nemesis with her trait. Easy, big AoE. Do I have to just pop them all? I think I have to just pop them all to fix this. Imagine using a bow. No, is it just completely bugged? Because there's no one here. Yeah, they're gonna get kicked out. I killed everyone! What does the game want? I kicked everyone. I killed everyone. There's no one here. I still get 200. I still get 200. Yeah, too fast. I killed everyone immediately. I'm just too good, you know? I'm just too strong. I'm just too good at it, you know? I'm just too good at it. Right? I'm just too good at it. Right? If you don't do it in under 15 seconds, you have a skill issue. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. I'm just, you know, I'm just really good at it. Right? Very pro gamer at it, you know? Easy. Right? It's very easy. And look, there's even more gold here that I don't need. Right, there's like more gold there that I don't need. It's like, what am I gonna do with all that gold? I don't need it. This wipe is strong with this one. What? What do you mean? Oh. You only get 10 if you mess it up. What? I didn't even push the button. Let me try this again. But yeah, you can kill them before they even spawn. "12 seconds, new record!" New record, 12 seconds! 12 seconds, new record! New record, 12 seconds! New record! Buy gold and sleep with silver. Let me just get these first. Alright. Let's try to see if we can get it even faster. Yes, let's do this even faster. Yeah, clip it. Oh shit, I messed it up. I landed too soon. Alright, let's try this again. I want to try to get 10 seconds. I want to try to get 10 seconds. Damn it, 12 still. How am I gonna get 10? How am I gonna get the 10-second one? Right, like, watch them already be dead. They're dead. If you kill them before... Like, if you kill some of them before it starts, it's just like, what? If you can get a buff, you can get there for speed, but it's not worth. You can just quit, yeah. I killed, like... I still can throw words. Yeah, you can kill them before they even, like, start. You can kill it before it even starts, and it bugs the whole thing out. Because it's like, it's expecting you to kill a certain amount of them, but it's like, I already killed all of them. It's like, I killed some of them when it started. It was just like, boom, shockwave. Nemesis trait, you know? After summoning an electro, deal volt damage equal to 100% of attack to all enemies within 30 meters. And the electrode will heal all allies. It's just like, boom. Everything hit. You know, if they're killing the frost dragon, why not? Let me fix my traits first.
I knew you would pick me.
Alright, Samir trait, and then weapons. Ruby's not useful there. But Shiro is incredibly good there. Ruby is like terrible for the dragon. But it is what it is, you know? I'm just using Nemesis trait like that, though. Imagine. Yes, you need A1 Nemesis, Either that or use Coco to build your charge so you can discharge into Nemesis at the start. Why aren't these guys doing the bug? Yes you can. You can leave your artificial island when you're upgrading. Once you start the upgrade, it'll happen in the background. You don't need to stay there. Don't worry about it. Nine is the max level. 9 is the max level. You're wondering about that? Okay. Yeah, it took a couple of weeks for people to max it out. It took a bit. But like, yeah. It took about like 40 days or like, how many weeks? Like 5 weeks or so? Like, not 5, like 6 weeks or something. It took a couple of weeks to max out everything. Yeah, that dragon really took a beating there. Alright, let's see what we get. There's so many of us there. And nothing. Just a black gold. Right, just black gold, unfortunately. All I got was black gold, no chips. Oh well. It is what it is. Right, it is what it is. I only have 32 there, yeah. How often it maxes out? The things are full every day. You can store up to 24 hours of materials. The mobs respawn every week. All the mobs and the bosses on Artificial Island, the build mode, they all respawn every week. On the Monday at 5 a.m. North America, on the server time, yeah. And it's 600 mats per day at max level, yes. Which I probably haven't maxed out because I already maxed out everything and I haven't been paying too much attention. So I'm probably gonna get 600 everything. Yep. 600 of everything right there for me. Because I haven't been paying too much attention to it because I have everything maxed out. So I'm not really worried for materials and stuff. But that'll be what happens later on. Right? You'll hit there eventually too. Right? Oh, yeah. Just Monday in the shop are the cleanest, yeah. There are some things I would tell you to focus on the shop though. The most important things on the shop here are these, outside of the special vouchers are these relic shards. The SSR relic boxes and the SR relic boxes, make sure you buy all of them every week. They are very, very important, right? Because you can get shards to upgrade a relic and you can select which ones in them. Make sure you get them every week, right? That's something you have to make sure you do. You'll definitely get more than enough materials to buy them all out for that. I mean, I keep forgetting now because I don't have to worry about it anymore. Right? Yeah, you can max them out. Not really fast, but you can definitely make some progress. Right, I'm just saving up to max up my Omnium shield eventually. Right, eventually I'll be able to max up my shield. It's gonna take a bit though. Oh, they're doing another taxi. What the hell? Yeah, like I wanna go in. What channel is their freaking taxi? It's full. Make a bigger taxi. Where the hell is that person? You didn't like the new outfit because you couldn't change much color on it. Fair enough. Right? You couldn't change too much, so that's fair. After I kill this dragon, we're gonna go switch to the other game I was going to play. I meant to do it an hour ago, but we kind of just got dragged into stuff. So, like, after we kill the dragon, I'm gonna be playing another game. Where's the dragon? Where's the dragon? He's not here. I just played around. Yeah, come on, dragon. We're trying to beat the shit out of you. Oh wait, can we lure it down here? Down here. Down here. Down here. Stay down here. Come on. Oh, god damn it, the dumbasses took aggro off of it. They should have let me just drag it into the platform so it could get stuck. Fucking dumbasses. I wanted to bug the dragon. I was trying to bug the dragon. Because then it does nothing. You love the dragon's battle music, they did a good job. Well, these guys didn't do a good job of letting me bug out the dragon. Let me just warp to them. I'm gonna prep my stream for when I switch over though. Because we're gonna be going to the sussy hospital with the sussy doctor. Right? Because that's where we were. I just need to click done there. I mean, yeah, they did a good job with the dragon music, yeah? What the fuck? What's he doing down there? What the hell? I got warped down there. Alright, we'll just load on in. Come on. Loading, loading, loading. Thanks for the follow, EV251. Thanks for the follow. Remind you the old EQ days. I'm guessing EverQuest from 20 plus years ago. Yeah, that's before my time. EverQuest. Definitely before my time. Sorry if that made you feel old. Alright, let's get the dragon killed before I switch to the other game. Right. Come on. That's almost down. I mean, it is what it is. All I know is EverQuest was way before my time. Like, I was alive 20 years ago, but I definitely wasn't using a computer 20 years ago. Yeah, I figured it was EverQuest. As soon as you said 20 years ago, I kinda figured it was that. Because I've heard about it, I've just never, you know, touched it. If it makes you feel better, I played World of Warcraft 10 years ago. If that makes you feel better. I used to play World of Warcraft. I quit about like 6 years ago or something, or 7 years ago now, I'm not sure how long. I quit partway through Legion. Yeah, it was quite grindy. Definitely was. I mean, that's how old MMOs were made, right? They were made really grindy. And I got a useless pepper matrix. Unfortunate. Nothing there. That's unfortunate. EverQuest was grindy. I know. World of Warcraft was insanely grindy too. Yeah, with the 0.0001% chances. Yeah, those chances, you know. Well, was cake compared. Fair. And even then, World of Warcraft was insanely grindy, and it was worse during Legion. World of Warcraft grind during Legion was so bad, I'm like, I can't do this anymore. If I want to play multiple classes, I'd basically have to play the game like a full-time job just to play one character, much less the other characters I wanted to play. Because like I had every class maxed out, like at max level, and I wanted to like play all of them. And it was just too much of a mess, the grind during Legion because of AP. And then they had AP again in a different form for BFA as well. I'm like, yeah, I'm not touching that. And then that's how I quit. And speaking of that, I'm gonna be right back as I switch over to the next game. Right? I'm gonna switch right over. So I'll be right back. Right? Yeah, you were an alcoholic. Yeah, fair enough. Right, I'm just gonna get everything set up on my Steam Deck so I can switch over. And so you can enjoy this be right back screen until then. Because I'm setting that stuff up. Alright, let me grab it. Alright, now where's the Steam Link app? There we go, Steam Link. Altaholic is someone who plays a lot of alts. So they have like a lot of alt accounts, and that's where they came up with thus Altaholic, because they had so many alts. That's pretty much it. Right? They had so many alts, thus they called them like Altaholic. Right? Think of it like alcoholic, but instead of alcohol, you have a lot of alts. Right? Alternate characters, alts. Yeah, for you guys on the YouTube side, right? I'm gonna post a link to the next stream. So because I just like to keep it organized. I like to keep my streams organized. So I'm going to switch over the stream. You guys on Twitch are fine, but you guys on YouTube, go to that link if you want to continue watching.